I purposely kept my baby's name secret until after the birth. My mother-in-law had been obsessed with naming my baby since the day I announced my pregnancy. She showed up to our house with a leather-bound journal filled with names she'd been saving for 30 years. Every single one was a variation of her family's names. Margaret, Dorothy, Eleanor. I smiled politely and said we hadn't decided yet. That was a lie. My husband and I had picked our daughter's name the night we found out I was pregnant. Lily, after my grandmother who raised me when my parents couldn't. But I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell anyone. My mother-in-law started texting me daily. What about Patricia? That was my great-aunt's name. She survived the depression. Your daughter should carry that legacy. I'd respond with maybe, and we're still thinking. But she kept pushing harder. At my baby shower, she stood up in front of 40 guests and announced she had a special gift. She pulled out a custom-made blanket with the name Eleanor Marie, embroidered across it in pink thread. She'd already named my baby without asking me. Everyone clapped. I felt sick. My husband whispered that his mom meant well, that she was just excited. I nodded and said nothing, but I noticed how she looked at me when I didn't react with joy, like I'd insulted her. After that, the pressure got worse. She started buying personalized items, a wooden name sign for the nursery, monogrammed onesies, a silver rattle with EMC engraved on it, Eleanor Marie Carver. She was building an entire identity for a baby that wasn't even born yet. I told my husband I wanted to announce the real name after the birth. He agreed, but asked if we could at least tell his mom privately. I said no. I had my reasons. 3 days before my due date, my mother-in-law showed up at our house unannounced. She walked straight to the nursery and started hanging up the Eleanor decorations. I stood in the doorway watching her arrange everything like she owned the room. When she finished, she turned to me with a satisfied smile. Perfect. Now when little Eleanor arrives, everything will be ready. I didn't say a word, just walked away. My water broke at 2 inches the morning. We got to the hospital and I made my husband promise. Nobody finds out the name until I'm ready. He squeezed my hand and agreed. Lily was born at 7:43 a.m., perfect and healthy. I held her for 2 hours before letting anyone visit. My mother-in-law burst through the door first. Let me see my Eleanor. She reached for the baby without asking. I pulled Lily closer to my chest. Her name is Lily. My voice was calm but firm. After my grandmother, the room went completely silent. My mother-in-law's face twisted into something I'd never seen before. Lily? That's not what we discussed. We didn't discuss anything. You decided. I never agreed. She looked at my husband for backup. He put his arm around me. We chose this name together. Mom, months ago. Her eyes filled with angry tears. I spent thousands of dollars on personalized items. I told everyone the name was Eleanor. How could you humiliate me like this? That's when I said it. The thing I'd been holding back for 9 months. I kept the name secret because I knew you'd try to change it. I knew you'd pressure us and guilt us and make this about you instead of our daughter. She started crying. My husband's father tried to calm her down, but she pushed him away. I did everything for this baby. Everything. And this is how you repay me? I looked at her. You did everything for yourself. Every gift had your family's names on it. Every suggestion ignored what we wanted. You weren't excited about our baby. You were excited about controlling our baby. She stormed out of the hospital room. Didn't even say goodbye. My husband's father stayed behind. He looked exhausted. She's been planning this since before you two got married. She always said her first grandchild would carry on the family names. She told everyone at her book club, her church group, her bridge club. I felt bad for him, but not bad enough to change anything. 2 weeks later, my mother-in-law sent me a letter. 6 pages of guilt about how I'd destroyed her dream, how I'd robbed her of the one thing she'd wanted for 30 years, how selfish and cruel I was for keeping the name secret. I read every word. Then I wrote back one sentence. Her name is Lily, and she's perfect. She didn't respond for 3 months. When she finally called, she asked if she could come meet her granddaughter properly. I said yes, but only if she used her real name. She did. And when she held Lily for the first time and whispered her actual name, I saw something in her face I'd never seen before. Acceptance.